Again?
Oh. Only 10. Okay, no. Only 10.
Ah, look what we fight if you must.
Take shit.
I see.
Stop moving stuff around.
Yeah. We lived in Japan and there was a bunch of Outlast me fire tomorrow.
Be careful! I cannot be like this. Yes, finish. Another battle, I see. Aha! Oh, victory! You fought. Run while you can. Your time to die. Make a return back.
There is no glory in bloodshed. Now we do battle.
Wipe them out. All right, back on the tin then. Another battle, I see. Begin the onslaught.
Did it. I feel almost sorry for them, but it had to be done. Thank you. The Templars will forever be in your debt.
What's gonna happen, you know?
We will have to start over, but there will always be mages, and the circle will always be needed.
I shall tell Gregor that it's over.
Follow me then.
You said you have proof. Where is it? I will not risk leaving the doors open.
You will believe one of your own men,
Accept
yes?
my word as proof, sir. All the mages are dead. We no longer have to fear their dark powers.
And so the great circle of the Magi falls, for now. Mages are not so easily controlled, it appears.
Your companion speaks with great wisdom. The same thought crosses my mind often.
Oh yeah, she's very wise.
Why, thank you.
We will form the circle anew upon the remains of the old, and we will not make the same mistakes twice. I am grateful for what you have done, and I did give you my word that we would aid you in your battle against the Darkspawn. I intend to honor my promise to you.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Once we have secured the tower, my men and I will make our way to battle. After all, we still have not heard from Denerim, and the Darkspawn threaten all of Ferelden. It falls to me to decide what we must do. The Templars, out of duty and gratitude, will stand with the Grey Wardens.
Do you believe there will be...
You must excuse me. There are loose ends to be tied up, and the Chantry must be informed that the situation here is under control. We will meet again soon. Till then, may the Maker watch over you.
That was, not pleasant.
Plus 12.
You really killed all those abominations? I didn't think it was possible. I thought we'd all die here. I'm sure you need supplies after that, don't you?
Yeah. Alright, let's try. sell stuff one. Yeah, I gotta go up anyways.
I am not.
I'm gonna make. Sorry.
Yes? So, full of questions, are you?
Gonna go way back up
Need to
again.
get these out of the tower before they get pregnant.
Damn demons. Summoning sign. Request. Huh. She's gone. Damn it. What did your dad say? So nothing interesting? What time you thought it was over here? You said something about the lawyer thing. And what?
Lawyer.
Yeah. That's true. Remember, I gotta wake up early tomorrow.
Oh.
So you done streaming? So I can upload videos. That is up to you. You want to play a new game right now? Oh shit.
It's begun.
Run while you can. And
Let us end this.
come and get not win. Let's make this quick.
Quickly, we must fight.
I am overwhelmed. Oh, you are back.
We must fight. Let us do it quickly. Have you no concern for your own
Speak if it must. I suppose I should be dust by now. I thank it for its help.
Thank you for it. It's done. I killed Aldrin again for some weird reason. Well, let's go to camp.
It is begun. As you say. As you say.
Do you miss the life you once had, Shell? These centuries of memories you have lost?
Does it miss being within its mother's womb?
Do I... Well, no. I don't remember that far back.
It is no different.
I shall do it.
Kill the damn demon.
I have been studying Mother's grimoire. Do you wish to hear what I have found?
You must? What did you find?
'Tis not what I expected. I had hoped for a collection of her spells, a map of the power that she commands. But this is not it.
You look disturbed.
Disturbed? Yes, perhaps that is the right word. One thing in particular within her writings disturbs me. Here, in great detail, Flemeth explains the means by which she has survived for centuries.
Oh, immortality.
Oh, if only 'twere so. Flemeth has raised many daughters over her long lifetime. There are stories of these many witches of the wilds throughout chastened legend, yet I have never seen a one, and always wondered why not. And now I know. They are all Flemeth. When her body becomes old and wizened, she raises a daughter, and when the time is right, she takes her daughter's body for her own.
Flemeth's immortality. What would she risk sending you with me?
I do not know. Perhaps 'tis as she said. The Darkspawn threaten her as much as they threaten anyone else. Or perhaps she believes that this journey will make me more powerful. According to the tome, if the host is already powerful and trained in magic, it takes far less time for Flemeth to settle in.
Does she have another daughter? Pretend.
There is only one possible response to this. Flemeth needs to die. I will not sit about like an empty sack waiting to be filled. Flemeth must be slain, and I need your help to do it.
Very well, I will help you if
Then
I
what
can.
needs to be done is for you to go back to Flemeth's hut in the Kakari Wilds without me. If I am present when she is slain, I cannot be certain that she will not be able to possess my body right then, so I must remain at the camp. Confront her and slay her quickly. I doubt she will truly be dead even then, but it will take her years to find a new host and recover her power, if that is even possible. The thing I must have is her true grimoire. With it, I can defend against her power in the future. Everything else in her hut is yours.
Well, that's what I can do.
I am grateful. The sooner this can be done, the sooner it will set my mind at ease.
Oh, we're gonna kill her mother. That's the
It
question.
doesn't have better things to do.
How do you end up in Onleth, do you remember?
Oh yes, that I remember quite well. My former master, the Mage Wilhelm, he brought me. As I recall, he had acquired some position with whatever lord ruled the land. I, being little more than a glorified possession at the time, was brought along. Oh, how he enjoyed impressing the villagers with me. Gollum snarl at that villager there, be fearsome. And of course, I would have to do it.
Do you like this? I take it?
He did love using that control rod. Fondled it so much, his wife actually threatened to throw it in the lake. Ha! I would have liked to have seen that. Which reminds me, where did it find the rod? Did it pay a great deal for it?
So did I believe.
Hag.
Other day you enjoy scaring human, but why were you out in front of the tower?
That is where Wilhelm kept me. He wanted me out in the open where I could be frightening like a scarecrow. I was supposed to watch for thieves. Pah! Plus, his wife didn't want me indoors. She said there wasn't room for me. Hag.
I would have thought you enjoy scaring humans.
I'd have happily stomped them all into paste, and then ripped down their little houses and stomped on them, too. In fact, after 30 years of watching them, I'd do it twice. What I didn't like was being ordered to do it. Dangled in front of those frightened morons like some scary thing. Once I was a statue, it took those villagers years before they'd even approach me. The first one to actually work up the nerve to touch me urinated himself. Ugh.
Or Onleth?
I traveled with the mage. He did a lot of traveling, I remember that. But where we went, it is rather fuzzy. I remember great battles, fighting many humans long ago. They were all very soft and squishy. And before that, No, there are only images. I was somewhere dark. I have no idea. Wilhelm used to brag that the dwarves stopped making golems centuries ago. I do not age as you soft creatures do. Sadly, my memory is no better. Plus, I get bored and stop paying attention. Good. I was just about done talking about it. It does like to have a good chat now and again, doesn't it? It doesn't have better things to do.
You know, like those crystals in your
I
skin?
like to think of them as accessories.
Do our golems have that?
I suspect that it is an art that was practiced when golems were more, commonplace. My former master collected whatever lore he could find on the subject. He searched far and wide to collect what crystals he could and then added them. It is not an unpleasant sensation.
So their decoration?
As I understand it, the crystals allow me to alter the flow of magic around me. Wilhelm had hoped to turn me into a battery of mana, something he could tap at will.
But they can do other things too. These are seeds.
Not really. Although now that I think of it, these attempts may be what caused my disruption. Some of the crystals increase the presence of mana, some absorb or reflect spells. There are various kinds. All I can promise is that should it ever find one of these crystals, I can likely tell it the function and what it would do if added to me.
You'll be willing to have more added.
Why not? I don't get to wear clothing and other adornments like the rest of you creatures after all. That answers its question, I assume? Unless it has more.
Seems
That
like
is
you
true.
match.
I do not. I'm not interested in getting into a discussion on the subject, however. Ask another time. If it is done asking overly obvious questions, let us find some humans to throw off a cliff or something.
Minor strength. Okay.
Yes.
I want to discuss something with you.
Speak then.
No, we're
Then
not.
I suggest we move on.
I have questions.
I am hardly surprised.
Why did you come to Ferelden?
To answer a question.
Came all this way for that. What was the
Were
answer?
you not at Ostagar when the army was overwhelmed? That is your answer.
Have a report back then. I don't care about the blight.
Why do you?
Ferelden's my home. I'm the Grey Warden. It's my job.
Exactly. You don't ask, nor do I. The Arashok sends me and I go.
Huh. The report back
Yes.
then? What are you still doing? Then why are you going to do that?
Never. I cannot go home.
Why not?
It doesn't matter now. Can we move on? We keep the Darkspawn waiting.
Huh? Let's go.
As you wish.
What do you need? Ask
Question.
away. I already said I wouldn't. The answer is still no. What do you need? Ask away.
Why'd you keep your birthright a secret?
You never asked?
You want to make me more angry? That's a cheap answer.
All right. If you want the full explanation, I'll give it to you. The thing is, I'm used to not telling anyone who didn't already know. It was always a secret. Even Duncan was the only Grey Warden who knew. And then after the battle, when I should have told you, I don't know, it seemed like it was too late by then. How do you just tell someone that?
That comes up, Alistair. You seem avoiding it.
Yes, well, I suppose part of me kind of liked you not knowing.
You enjoy not telling me.
It's just that anyone who's ever found out has treated me differently afterwards. I was the bastard prince instead of just being Alistair. I know that must sound stupid to you, but I hate that it shaped my entire life. I never wanted it, and I certainly don't want to be king. The very idea of it terrifies me.
Doesn't sound stupid at all. Don't want to be king. Oh, that doesn't sound stupid at all.
For all the good it does me, my blood seems certain to haunt me no matter what I do. I guess I should be thankful that Al Eamon is far more likely to inherit the throne. If he's alright. Oh, I hope he's alright. And for what it's worth, I'm sorry for not telling you sooner. It was a dumb thing to do.
Don't worry, Baz. There's no harm done.
I guess it's kind of a relief that you know now. Let's go.
There's two.
Yeah?
I was just thinking about what happened to the elves, and I'm reminded of a song sung to me many years ago. It was when my mother died, and this wise elven woman comforted me and told me that we shouldn't fear death or hate it. Death is just another beginning. One day, we must all shed our earthly bodies to allow our spirits to fly free.
This is comfort.
It's a beautiful sentiment, I think.
Yeah.
One that brings peace and hope to the grieving.
Yeah?
Oh,
The
nice
stars
song.
are out.
Once a clear night.
It comforts me to know that the stars will remain untouched by the blight. That whatever happens down here, they will shine eternally, their light undimmed. There is a story about that cluster of stars over there. Do you know it? Elindra and her soldier?
Tell me the story.
A long time ago, there lived a fair maiden called Elindra. She had many suitors, but spurned them all, for she did not love them. One day, Elindra was sitting by her window in her father's castle, singing and dreaming.
What
When
your
her
dad
lovely
say?
voice caught the attention of a young soldier. Entranced by her song, the soldier drew near to Elindra's window. As their eyes met, he fell in love with her, and she with him. When
5
Elindra
days
told her
after
father about the
he
man
died.
she had chosen, he was furious, for Elindra was high-born, but her love nothing
5
more than a
days
common
after he
soldier.
dies.
To keep them apart, he had Elindra imprisoned in the highest tower of his castle,
For the
and sent her
cancer.
soldier to the wars.
5 days after.
Alas, not a month had passed
Tell me if
before
that's
news
not
of the
messed
soldier's
up.
death
That's
reached
messed up.
Elindra. Alone in her tower, Elindra wept for her love and beseeched the gods to deliver her from this cruel world. So
Better get on
earnest
the
was
ball
her
with this.
plea that the gods themselves were
Huh?
moved.
Better
They
get on the
gathered
ball,
Elindra
because
into their arms and lifted her high into the
Well, so I
heavens,
got a lawyer.
where she became a star. The gods also raised up the soul of Elindra's soldier love, and there he dwells, across the horizon from her. The band of stars between them is a river of
Oh,
Elindra's
no.
tears, cried
this
for her
was over
lost
10
love.
years ago.
They say that when Elindra has cried enough, she will be able to cross the river to be reunited with her soldier.
So the same way again. That's a beautiful story.
This story is one of my favorites. A tale of a love so great and so enduring that it defies death and moves the gods to action. Sometimes I ask myself, does such a love exist? Can it exist?
There's hope and love, then we really lost.
I never expected you to say that. It is a pleasant surprise.
Why is it a surprise?
I have to say there is a certain severity to you. Finding a person behind that all is nice. Maybe you should let your softer side show more often. Sometimes following your heart, not your head, leads you to remarkable places. Looking for little old me? Yes? What's on your mind?
Okay.
Here I am.
Some question?
Oh, this should be good. Go ahead.
What does it take to become an assassin?
The crows would have you believe that it is an involved process that takes years of training. The sort that tests both your resolve and your endurance. Survive that process and maybe, just maybe, you're good enough to start being considered one.
Honestly,
But quite frankly, the truth is that all it requires is a desire to kill people for a living. It's surprising how well one can do in such a field.
you have to be a murderer.
Now, it need not be thought of so crudely. We all do our share of murdering around here, don't we? An assassin simply specializes in striking from stealth, and in maximizing that first attack to be as lethal as possible. Debilitate your foe, either by poison or by crippling their limbs, makes any follow-up combat you need to engage in that much simpler.
Also, it could be useful.
See? Getting paid for the act is beside the point. An assassin is more a tactical choice than a lifestyle. Of course, the crows like to pretend that their abilities are trade secrets, shrouded in shadows and wrapped in a blanket of mystery. So let's just keep this between you and me, shall we?
I got gifts to sell. I got gifts to give. So I'm guessing those are any. Let's see here, Liliana. Let's see if anything for you. Overchain. Nope. I see white click. You Chantry's amulet. Yeah.
Oh, how dear of you. Thank you so much.
Chantry's amulet. Let's see here. Where's the top? Oh. Morgana. Almost done towards your heart. I already gave her the black bar. She likes gold everything. Overchain. Yep.
A fine gift. You have my thanks.
I don't have anything. I think it's shells, like all freaking shiny stones. Yeah. I don't have anything remarkable for you, or shiny. Alistair. See what Alistair has. White runestone, I know I have.
Is that for me? Really? Wow. Wow.
I gave black runestone, didn't I? Oh. Okay. I know what you want. Got you a better weapon and a better shit. All the rest. Okay, what else do we? Oh, you want the bone, don't you? Fine. I think I have the water portrait.
I am impressed. My thanks.
I think I have the portrait of a goose. Rose of Orleans. Who doesn't want that? Okay. Let's see here. Let's start. Alistair. I think everyone has a belt except for you. Okay. Great.
If there's anything I can do for you, please tell me. I'm sure you'll be pleased with the goods my boy and I have collected, and with your discount.
Okay. Spending in the bird to now.